What's up, guys? Hey, and welcome to the video. Listen, my name is Kyle Settles, and hey, welcome to Fit Within, okay? Everything starts from within. But listen, hey, this video, we're gonna be talking about how to get started on your weight loss, right? A lot of people, right, including myself for the longest time, right, I struggled. I went to the gym every day, right? And I was eating quote unquote healthy food, and I was never getting the results that I wanted. So what can we do? How do we get started? Okay, we first need to understand, like I said in the last video, if you haven't watched it, watch it. We cannot get around a caloric deficit. We have to be in a caloric deficit, guys, right? We have to burn more calories, right, than we take in on a daily basis, right? And be consistent. And the goal each week is to lose 1% of our total body, okay? Which is usually roughly around 1 to 3 pounds, right? And that may differ. That may be different depending on where your starting point is, right? If you were once like I used to be, right, roughly 100 pounds overweight, right, you may lose more in the beginning. If you have less to lose, you may lose less, right? So listen though, but we've got to get started, okay? So we understand that we can't get around a caloric deficit. So we need to know that we're in a caloric deficit, right? We don't want to just go into a program, or we don't want to just start a journey. You wouldn't do this with your work or your kids or anything else. Like, you wouldn't just go into something blindly, right? You need something to track, to know that you're on the right journey, you're on the right path. So listen, how do you come up with the right number of calories to start at? There's a couple different ways. Listen, guys, okay? Probably the best way that I have started with my clients, myself, just take your goal weight, whatever your goal weight is. Say you're 200 pounds and you want to be 160. Take 160 times 10. That is a good starting point for your calories, 1,600 calories. Okay, how much protein do you need? You need probably around 160 grams of protein, okay? So your goal weight times 1. Okay, if you want to go lower, you can go 160 times 0.07 or 0.08. Listen, guys, you're going to get a different answer from everyone you talk to about this. Every trainer, every doctor, every app, every website is going to give you an answer, but we got to get like a rough ballpark number so we can just start. And then we can always adjust, right? After a week or two, we can always adjust. That's very easy. But the name of the game is to be consistent. And listen, if you don't want to go that route, then just track all of the calories, all of the food, all of the drinks that you consume in a week, right? Add up all the calories and then divide by 7. That shows you how many calories that you ate ballpark each day. And then just take that number and minus 500, okay? But again, this is just a ballpark starting point. We need to see what's going on, okay? Now, you have a starting point for your calories. You now know, okay, hey, I'm starting off at 1,600 calories or 2,000 calories. Everyone's number is a little bit different, right? But again, they're gonna change, okay? Now, how do we know how many calories we're eating? We have to pay attention, okay? We have to pay attention, and we have to track our food. We have to pay attention to our food labels, right? We have to use an Excel sheet or a notebook, or MyFitnessPal is what I use. It's a food tracking app. It's very easy, right? If you look at my YouTube channel, I actually break down how to use MyFitnessPal. And listen, guys, there's a lot of people that struggle or get offended by tracking calories. And listen, you don't have to track calories if you don't want. If you're a person that is really, really disciplined, and you eat, quote unquote, the same foods every single day, and you can continue to eat the same foods every single day, then just do that, right? Make yourself 4 to 6 meals, or 3 to 4 meals, or 1 to 3 meals, whatever works for you. There's no right way, right? All the paths are gonna get us there if we are consistent. And then over time, you can just lessen your portions, right? But again, that's a very tough way to go if you're not gonna track your food. You have to eat the monotonous same thing every single day. You're guessing, again, you're kind of going blindly. You're using your eyeballs to be consistent. I would never do that personally. I've tried that before. It does not work. And it's very short period of time that it works. And I would never do that with my clients. Like, I can't make changes for you. I can't coach you. I can't help you if I don't have any data. I can't change the results of my business if I don't have any KPIs, if I don't have any key performance indicators, if I don't know how many sales calls I'm having, if I don't know how many, how much merchandise I'm selling, how many people are coming through the door, how many sales that I'm actually converting, how many leads I'm actually converting into a sale, what memberships, what pricing, right? You get it. Same thing with our body, right? How are you going to make adjustments, or your coach or me, if I don't know how much protein, carbs, fats you're taking in, or I don't know how many calories you're taking in, you're going out to eat here and there? Like, it's gonna be an uphill battle the entire time, okay? So listen, I highly encourage you to track your calories. Take the guessing out of it. If you're serious and you've decided that you are like ready to lose some weight, like, listen, I'm getting shredded with you right now. My goal is to lose 10 pounds over the next 4 to 6 weeks, 10 to 12 pounds. Right now I'm like 211. I want to get down to 200. So I'm right there with you, right? I got to get my steps in. I got to track my protein. I got to track my calories. I got to be consistent, right? And in the beginning, it's always a pain in the ass. It just is. Why is it a pain in the ass? Because it goes against your paradigm. It goes against your habits that you've been doing. That is why it's hard. But if you just give it time, if you just force yourself to do it, right? And you put your goals in front of you, right? And you have a clear vision, right? And you set your day up, right? So that you can be successful. I promise you guys, right? There ain't nothing to it. There really isn't nothing to it. But I know how you feel. You're like, shoot, I don't want to track my calories. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I get it. But you can't skip the process. It's inevitable. You can't skip the process. If we're going to lose weight, we have to be in a caloric deficit, okay? And I can give all the excuses in the world that I want. I can get to the end of the week. I can say I was busy with work. I can say I had clients. I can say I had Zoom calls. I can say whatever I want, but it doesn't matter. The results speak for themselves. But if you are sick and tired of just on the hamster wheel, not getting the results that you want, listen to this video. Take your goal weight, times it by 10. There's your starting calories. Take your goal weight, times it by 0.07 to 1. That gives you your number of protein, right? And if you want more nutrition videos, look at my YouTube page. I break all of this down. And if you guys have questions, ask me. What are you struggling with? I will dive deep into this. But I'm making this video assuming where you guys are, where you might be, right? If you're a person that is struggling to lose weight, or you're struggling with the discipline, you're struggling with the consistency, you're struggling with your environment, the people around you, right? They don't want you to lose weight. You're perfect the way you are, but you don't think that. You know you can do better. Listen, we can't skip the process. So download MyFitnessPal, okay? Take your goal weight times 10. Take your goal weight times 0.7 to 1. There's your protein and your calories. We can dive deeper into the macros later, right? Carbs and fats. We can dive deeper into that. But you got to start tracking your calories, okay? You got to, because remember, to finish this video, we have to be in a caloric deficit if we are going to lose weight. And you don't want to blindly guess if you're in a caloric deficit. You want to have data. Okay, I'm tracking these calories, I'm tracking this protein. And then last tip, a lot of people struggle with this one too. You got to weigh yourself every morning. Try to be consistent. When you wake up in the morning, after you pee, naked, whatever, just be consistent. Try to wake up at the same time every morning, get on the scale, write it down on a piece of paper, or put it in your phone app, okay? Every single day, okay? Don't worry about what the number says on the scale. It's not a reflection of who you are. It's just a reflection of how much you weigh, right? Your body fat, your bones, your blood, your organ, your muscle. That's all it is. And it's a tool so that we can see, hey, are we moving in the right direction? And listen, I'll make another video about the scale, but this is one of the biggest problems, right? Our self-image, right? And our excuses. I've been down this road, right? Where I don't even want to get on the scale. I don't even want to look in the mirror. Listen, I completely understand it, but you got to say, hey, I'm in it. This is going to be a process. This is going to be a journey. I've got to be in a caloric deficit. I've got to hit my protein and calories, and I've got to track it so that I know, right? So that I actually have something to look at and be like, hey, I did this. This is working or it's not working, versus just completely guessing, using your eyeballs and saying, oh, I'm in a caloric deficit. This is not working. You cannot do that. You would not do that for your kids, your friends, your family, your business. You would not do that for anything else in life. So don't do that for yourself. Make sure you track and you use the tools around you, the mirror, the scale, a measuring tape, food app, all these things. You just have to stay strong up here. You can't let the outside world get in. You can't let that little inner voice, right, that's been going off for I don't know how long, tell you to stop and to stop and to keep playing these games with yourself. You got to stop, because time is only going by. And if you want to close time, the more disciplined you can be, the more consistent you can be. And it's going to take time to be consistent. It's going to take time to be disciplined. But you have to. You have to track. You have to be all in. You have to decide, right? You have to be committed, not just interested, right? And you got to plug in each and every day. Plug into my videos. Try to keep one chef in the kitchen, right? If that's me, hey, I got you. Again, ask questions below. I'll make specific videos for you guys. Let me know what you guys need help with. But I'm going to make videos based on what I know or what I assume you guys are going through, because listen, I'm going through it right now, right? Because I'm on my journey, right? To get lean, to get in the best shape of my life. But I've also been where you guys may be right now. So listen, don't hesitate, reach out, but you got to start tracking your calories. Again, you don't want to blindly go into something and say, I think I'm in a deficit. I think I'm doing this. No, you want to be able to say, hey, look at my app. I did this. I weighed my food out. I tracked it. And guess what? The more you weigh your food, the more you track your food, the better understanding that you start to have. You start to have more awareness. Now when you go to eat, you automatically know how much protein, how many calories are on that plate. Or you know when you go to a restaurant, you've tracked so much, you know to stay away from those high calorie foods. You know to do this and do that. You start to become more aware of the things that you weren't aware of that was holding you back the whole time. So listen, guys, stay on it, stay motivated, right? Stay disciplined, stay consistent, stay plugged in. More importantly, your input will always equal your output. Listen, guys, if you have decided you got to input, right? You got to plug in each and every day, and you got to do the work. You cannot skip the process, okay? So I'll talk to you guys on the next video. Peace and love.